This 12-paneled object of stitched leather carries no inherent power. It cannot generate wealth or command an army, yet it serves as the central engine of the most watched event in human history. Every 4 years, the FIFA World Cup captures the attention of half the human population. Cities halt, global markets pause, and billions of people focus on a single patch of grass. Yet the man who engineered the spectacle remains a ghost to the fans who celebrate it. No viral videos commemorate his life, and no stadiums are filled with chants for his name. Without this invisible architect, there is no ultimate stage for Lionel Messi to become a legend. There is no platform to witness the career of Cristiano Ronaldo. The greatest moments in the sport simply would not have a place to happen. When he first proposed the concept, he was mocked. Officials ignored his letters, and at several points, his vision nearly vanished before a single match was ever scheduled. Understanding how this tournament survived its disastrous beginnings is the only way to understand the true scale of the biggest sporting event on Earth. By the early 1900s, football had spread across Europe and South America. Millions were playing, but there was no true world champion, only regional tournaments and the occasional Olympic match. To most, this lack of structure was a non-issue. To Jules Rimet, a quiet French lawyer, it was a missed opportunity. He believed that football could serve as a unique bridge between distant and different cultures. The logistics of the era made the idea seem absurd. Moving a team between continents required weeks of travel by ship. Communication was slow, and many nations rarely interacted at all. Rimet spent years pushing back. He attended endless meetings, delivered countless speeches, and submitted proposal after proposal, even as his peers remained unconvinced. Where others saw an impossible logistical nightmare, Rimet saw a rare chance to force a connection between nations that had no other reason to meet. World War I intensified the isolation, shattering European economies and stalling international cooperation for years. Rimet's belief only strengthened during this period. He argued that after years of conflict, the world needed a way to compete through sport rather than war. In 1921, he was elected president to FIFA. He finally held the position necessary to turn his vision into a formal project. Even with the title, he lacked support. Many officials feared a global tournament would fail financially, and they questioned whether any nation would actually commit to the expense of participating. Rimet was willing to risk the organization's reputation because he anticipated a shift. He saw that football was becoming a global language, and he knew that fans would eventually demand a unified stage. In 1929, FIFA approved the creation of the first World Cup, but the victory was short-lived. Uruguay was selected as the host. For European teams, this meant a 3-week voyage by ship. Without commercial flights, the distance felt like an expedition. Associations had to fund weeks of missed work. One by one, European countries refused the invitation. The participant list remained dangerously small. Some within FIFA feared the tournament would become an embarrassing failure before the first whistle even blew. The event was only saved because Rimet refused to surrender. He personally negotiated with associations, persuading just enough nations to board the ships and keep the dream alive. The 1930 World Cup began as a precarious experiment, with only 13 teams. No one knew if the local fans would care or if the format would even work. The success was immediate and undeniable. The atmosphere in Uruguay was electric, proving that the world was, in fact, ready for a unified championship. As decades passed, the tournament grew into an unstoppable cultural force, moving from a risky gamble to a permanent fixture of the global calendar. The miracle of 1930 permanently altered the sport, proving that football could successfully belong to the entire world at once. Yet, as the tournament became a multi-billion-dollar phenomenon, Jules Rimet remained in the background. Every goal scored on this stage today traces back to his stubborn belief that nations could be brought together through sport. Rimet did not solve the world's problems, but he successfully built the first stage large enough to hold its attention. His legacy is the persistence of a single quiet man who refused to quit when everyone else doubted him.